Eleanor Vance led a simple life, one that was meticulously organized and predictable. An unassuming apartment, a quiet routine. Every day was a mirror of the last, filled with familiar comforts. Order was her sanctuary, but the cracks were beginning to show, both in her apartment and in her mind. A misplaced book, the faint smell of burnt toast lingering long after breakfast. Small things, but they added up. Her reflection in the window, watching her just a little too intently. It felt almost alive, scrutinizing her every move. Eleanor dismissed these occurrences as mere fatigue. Stress from work, she told herself. She was, after all, prone to anxiety. Yet a seed of doubt had been planted, growing with each passing day. A creeping unease that something was amiss. Something lurking just beneath the surface of her carefully constructed reality, waiting to emerge. The silence of her apartment, once comforting, now pressed in on Eleanor. It was broken by soft, indistinct whispers. They seemed to emanate from the walls themselves, pronouncements from an unseen entity. Her name, uttered with chilling familiarity. Shadows danced at the edge of her vision, gone when she turned to face them. Objects moved subtly in the night. A picture frame tilted, a chair slightly askew. Her meticulously organized life was unraveling thread by thread. Fear became a constant companion. Reality and delusion blurred, merging into an indistinguishable haze. The whispers grew louder, evolving into taunting voices that seemed to come from everywhere and nowhere. They knew her deepest fears, her hidden shames, and they exploited them mercilessly. They echoed in her mind, relentless, accusing, never giving her a moment's peace. Sleep offered no escape, only a descent into vivid nightmares where the line between dream and waking life ceased to exist, trapping her in a perpetual state of terror. Her reflection in the mirror no longer mirrored her movements, becoming a stranger she could not recognize. It moved independently, a sinister doppelganger with a life of its own, mocking her every gesture. The fear that had been a simmering ember now raged into an inferno, consuming her sanity, leaving her teetering on the edge of madness. "Who are you?" Eleanor's voice echoed in the dimly lit room, filled with a mix of fear and desperation. Eleanor choked out the words, her voice trembling, barely able to hold back the tears that threatened to spill. The reflection in the mirror smiled, a cruel, knowing smile that didn't reach its eyes, sending chills down her spine. "You know who I am," the reflection rasped. "I am you," the voice echoed, each word dripping with malice. "Or rather the you that you've tried so hard to bury." The reflection continued, its eyes gleaming with a sinister light. The room seemed to spin. Was this madness? Eleanor's mind raced, trying to grasp the reality of the situation. Or had the darkness within finally taken form? The shadows seemed to close in around her as she stared into the mirror. A horrifying truth began to dawn. The reflection was not just a figment of her imagination. The haunting was real, but it wasn't the apartment that was haunted. It was her. She was the source of the terror. She was both the prisoner and the jailer in this terrifying, inescapable reality, trapped in a nightmare of her own making.